The next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yes, sir, baby. On the radar. Yo, special guest in the building. Kid Culture in the building, my guy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, great fit today.
Appreciate you. Yeah.
It's. I know you living in New York now, but it's very much given LA, but I like it.
You know, I mean, I'm me wherever I go.
Of course. How long you been in New York now for?
Maybe like the past year and a half.
Okay. So you've been in Brooklyn for a year and a half now.
Yep.
You like
Looking
it?
up, yeah.
You like it a lot.
Yeah, been in the studio. I love it.
Did you spend a lot of? Obviously, I know you're originally from Washington, right? But did you spend a lot of time on the East Coast before this?
I came like maybe once or twice when I was younger, and then when I first got signed, I came out here like 20 times randomly, just working on a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I've been to the East Coast.
Before you were making before you were making music for yourself.
For myself, producing, yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause like it's crazy like looking at like your back catalog, but I love now you're taking on the role of the artist as well, cause
Definitely.
what I think is super dope, and I'm gonna quote ATL Jacobs on this one, cause ATL Jacobs was just here not too long ago. He said, what people don't always realize is that producers are and become some of the best artists, and he like cited like Travis and Kanye and things like that. And I think that's like a important thing to say when I'm speaking to someone like yourself too, because like I think oftentimes people like to be online and be like, oh well, he's a producer,
Yeah.
but that don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like you guys are artists first and foremost. So.
Yeah, for sure. We have more perspective. I feel like if you're like a real producer, not just like a beat maker, you just get the full picture and you have a vision. Like you seek that. But yeah.
Right. How early? How young were you when you first started like playing around with music? Like whether it be like being the artist or the producer.
Well, it was like always in my house. Like my dad made music, so ever since I can remember, I was making shit. Like probably like 6, 7 years old, I was making beats like every day. I just fell in love with it. Just kept at it every day till now, literally.
Who was your first big placement? Do you remember?
Big placement, like a
What's
placement
yours?
that means something to me. Like Neff the Pharaoh out the Bay. He was one of the first rappers that like rocked with me. Like, cause I'm from like Seattle, so like we fuck with him heavy. So yeah, that was cool. And then ton of stuff like fucking like oh yeah, Mosey Kamikaze. That was like one of my first platinum songs. Me and him made that. Me, him, and Royce made that. We were like 17. We went platinum, but yeah, that was one of the first songs I could say.
You speak of like Neff, right? And like how important that one was for you too. So like you were listening to Neff growing up a ton then.
Yeah, when he had his slaps, yeah, definitely. We was slapping that.
How did you and Neff first get connected? Cause I'm sure for you, like just even connecting with him is like, oh.
Bundles, shout out Bundles from the Bay, you know, Bundles. But yeah, he connected us one night in the studio. I just played him beats. He was just like, "Damn, you're crazy." I was like 16, and yeah, he's always been supportive, which is cool.
Right. So along like the course of this like incredible career you have, obviously you've been Grammy nominated and all this incredible stuff. When did you feel like you were kind of like, okay, like I want to step out of, well, not step out, but like I want to step into now the role of being the person at the forefront, being the artist as well?
Well, I always knew that was what I like wanted. You know, like I always made songs. Like I made beats at first, but then like around like 10, 11, I started to really like record myself. Like the other day, my dad sent me like I have this Lil Wayne How to Love cover that I recorded when I was hella young. So I like the artistry and just like structure of songs has always just been something that I just loved. So the project was like and me being an artist was always a thing. Like me doing an album, I've always wanted to do that. So now it's just the time. I've evolved into this guy. I have my look, everything, you know, I'm confident in it. So I just always knew this is what it would be.
So your dad sent you like an old tape of you?
Yeah, like even old songs, random songs that I just had. Like he always just texts me like old beats or like something like, yo, look what you were on. Like, you always were going crazy.
Right. Why do you feel like you didn't do it earlier? You didn't start your own musical journey?
Because I had a big vision in my mind. Like my first visual, like I've been building out my creative deck, like my palette of my colors, everything, for like all this time. Like since I moved to LA, like the note is like old. Like I sent it to my team, and we just like went over it, revamped it. Like the vision's just been there, like literally.
So like you mentioned like your color palette,
Yeah.
right? So you've been crafting like this color palette even
I
with
just
the
like just if it just flows, like it goes. Like honestly, like literally for me. But yeah, just like it's hard to like explain it. Like my music is a good way for me to like it's a good way for me to explain like the colors, like. But yeah, my palette's just me. Like even everything you'll see of me visually, like always gonna be like this consistent aesthetic of just like colors that nobody really. I'm not like an all black, dark, too cool like energy. Like I'm like super approachable guy. Like you know what I mean?
Right, because even in like the music video, you know, like with all like the people who are in the video, like while they
Yeah.
some of them had different types of
that
like
was all intentional.
all different types of colors on, but like the background I felt like always kind of obviously kept it consistent. And
Exactly.
then the way that they kind of meshed in with the background,
Exactly.
I visually I see what you were trying to do there. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
Like up front, you're kind of getting all these like brighter colors and obviously
Yeah.
these girls in makeup and it looks great. And then the background kind of is like consistent.
Yeah,
You know what
like
I'm saying?
even that sweater that I have on, like that's a CDG sweater from 2007 that I like was on the internet like for a whole year. I found it from this guy. I was trying to buy it, wouldn't like respond to me, and he's like, "Oh, bro, I sold it." So then I just was like, man, I kept typing in the name of it, Engrailed, and then I found it one day, and I was just like, "Yo, can't believe it." It was like 4 times the price, but I didn't give a fuck. I was like, "Yo," I grabbed it, and I was like, "Yo, this is it. This is the one. Like, this is what people are gonna see me in."
In the video.
Yeah, it just in my first debut of just as an artist.
Dare I ask how much you paid for it?
I think it was 1,000.
Oh, okay.
It's chill.
Yeah. All right.
When I found it, it was like 200.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say some astronomical.
No, it's
number,
vintage,
like,
but it's like not. Well, maybe not vintage. 2007, but that's vintage.
it's 2007 vintage now.
Nah, it's not. It's not.
That makes
But
me feel old.
yeah, right. Yeah, but I loved it right away.
So when you were like crafting the video for Keep It, right? Like obviously aside from the color palette, how long, like I guess visually in your mind, were you kind of coming up with the concept for it?
Well, like linked with an amazing director, Daniel Iglesias Jr. And I basically gave him my deck of just like my whole package, and like he just got it right away. He was like, "Yo, like you're like the fucking first artist that's even like gave me a deck, like as like you know, like just to give me like references and not just like talk about it. Like you actually can see like every single thing that like I want. Like if you're like, oh, what do you want? Like, oh, this is it here, like visually, like written down. So we linked up. We just brainstormed back and forth for like a month, and then presented me with some ideas that you seen there, and I did my little, oh, we should do this, and yeah,
Were you nervous when it
not
released?
at all.
You knew it was
Not
knew it
at
was
all.
gonna go. It was gonna be.
It's just yeah, for sure. I've been waiting on this, and I just love my music so much. Like what's needed. So
Are you overly critical of yourself?
no, I can let things be. Like when it's just a feeling I get. Like when I'm like, oh yeah, I like that. I just like yeah, I like that. It stays. I'm confident in my choices. So musically and in life.
Right.
Yeah.
How had when it comes to like what you follow up with after this, right? Like what is kind of like your vision for the next year of Kid Culture's artistry career?
More amazing art, including like visual art and just music, more songs. Another single, and then I'm releasing an album this year as well. Title will come later. And
Come later.
Yeah, it'll come later. Title will
Oh,
come later.
it'll come later. I
Yeah.
thought you were saying
No,
the
that's
album's
not the
called Come
title,
Later.
but it'll come later. But yeah, hopefully that and just more art consistently. I executive produce a few albums; those will be dropping.
Oh, so there are a few albums that are coming out this year that you've executive produced.
Yeah,
You can't say for who yet, right? None of them have been announced yet.
no, they haven't been. I just leave it up to the artist,
artist,
to the
yeah.
art. Yeah,
Are they now?
it's
Obviously-
pop.
It's
pops
pop,
up, yeah.
obviously, but without like saying it. Like, would the artist be like, "Oh yeah, this album is executive produced," or do you kind of like take like, will they not say that?
No, it will.
Oh, it
It
will.
will, yeah. Like that's what I'm establishing myself as.
Mhm.
I just see like the full picture when I work with somebody. Like I only like to work with people who just like really love the shit
Yeah,
and really want to like take the time to create great arrangements and timeless offerings.
Mhm.
You know?
yeah. Plus, I think like you're at the point in your career where you've had so much success already, and like I think it's like to make sure that it's known that's like okay, like if it's artist X, Y, and Z,
Yeah.
they're like okay, this is my album. Come later.
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
executive produced by Kid Culture. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
for
Like you know
sure.
what I'm saying? Because obviously we know people who are in the music industry know about what you've done,
Yeah.
but you want to like start letting general fans know and just
100%.
like know like okay this kid, and then they're like who's Kid Culture? And
Yeah,
then
like
they
he
look up
really
your
gets
music.
exactly. He really gets. Oh, he can get a whole new sound out of somebody
Mhm.
and make it cohesive in a body of work. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah,
Plus, I think like now we're in a space in music where whether in hip hop or pop that like one producer locking in with the artist is just like the music that comes from just like that is like so perfect in the sense of like
yeah.
it's just it keeps the sound cohesive, and I think
And I
I,
feel like you just gotta trust.
yeah
Like the trust is everything. Like you can hear when the album has 1,000 people on it. It's just
That's a
like,
fact,
yo,
yeah.
like, is that really art? Is that really music? Is that really like, is that you as an artist? Is that you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody expresses themselves different, but I don't know. I just feel like when it's just a people who really link up and get together, you know, that energy just comes into the room. And you got because you just trust each other.
right, and it's not, and like that's not saying that like art with a bunch of different producers it doesn't sound good.
No, for
Like people
sure,
make
it
great
can
music like
happen
that.
100%, but like,
It does sound not as
there's
cohesive song to song though.
yeah, 100%.
I think of it kind of like the way like if you look at like how 40 is so involved in like what Drake does, you know what
Like
I'm
that
saying?
is a key element. Like
Into his music,
100%. Like obviously he's Drake. Drake is amazing,
of course.
but 40 is insane. Like
Mhm.
literally like yeah, that's one of my favorite people for sure.
Like you think about
recording.
like how even with the Her Loss album, it's like
Yeah.
he got 40 got COVID, and he's like I can't finish mixing the
Without
album.
him because and Drake gets that. He gets the team is everything.
Mhm.
You're not you without your team.
Right, and I think that like with you kind of taking that role and with whatever artist you're about to release these
Mhm.
projects with,
Yeah.
I think that that's gonna be dope because then aside from being known for what you're known for, now you're gonna just be known in that like in that type of space too. Like yo, if he locks in with an artist on one project for 10 to 15 songs, that shit is gonna
You
be
just know
incredible.
it's gonna be incredible.
You know it's gonna slap.
100%.
So we got that coming for you this year. We got the album on the way.
Yeah.
More visuals on the way. What else you work? I feel like you got to be working on some fashion stuff, bro.
Nah, definitely. Yeah, we tapping into that, but yeah, just the music mainly right now, man.
You got to what? Oh my God, give me my phone. Come on. Sorry, man. Here, go. But yeah. So so the album's coming this year. You said you're gonna possibly work on some fashion stuff.
Possibly, but yeah, just the music is the main thing right now for me.
Word, man. Well, I'm so
Yeah.
excited for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you're here in New York with us. You
Yes,
know what
sir.
I'm saying? I feel like
I'm
the
glad to be
inspiration you're about
here.
to get from this city while you're here and just
It's
kind of making this
endless.
music. Like I was about to say, like, has New York really had a heavy impact on what you've been creating lately too?
Yeah, just like even just being out here, like hearing the train early in the morning, stuff like that is just it's refreshing.
Mhm.
You know, just little things like that. Like I don't even gotta like eating new food. Like I love food, but I really just love to be in my studio. Get lost in there. That's my favorite place to be. Favorite thing to do. But yeah, the city has inspired a great amount of music.
Word, man. Well, I'm excited for you. You know, like, congratulations on everything.
you.
Congratulations on this first of many incredible releases.
Sir.
I can't wait to see what you do next after this. Before we get out of here, if you want to let the people know where they can follow you at and all that good stuff, now is the time to do it. This camera right here.
On Instagram, Kid Culture. Yes, sir.
There you go. Well, make sure you go follow him. Go show him some love. Go show him support. Go run up the new single out now. Go run up the visuals because honestly, the visuals are incredible. So make sure you go check that out. Like I said, love is free, support is free. But y'all already knew that. Till next time, Kid Culture on the radar. We out. Boom. My guy.
Yes, sir.
Much love.
Appreciate you.
Dope.